Well, it's official. The latest generation Snapdragon CPUs are here, and it's called the Snapdragon 888, which is the top of the line series which will be leading the flagship 800 series forward. Xiaomi has already proudly put up a post that they are the official partner of Snapdragon to first bring the Qualcomm 888 into the market using their Mi 11 series phones. Their Mi 10 series are already pretty great smartphones on their own, but the Mi 11 is supposedly going to be the first phone ever to have the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 888. Now, with the current generation of Snapdragon series, we have seen significant improvement, especially after the 855 came out. Now, the 835 and 845 were pretty marginal improvements in performance and image processing, even though HDR video was one of the early things that came up there. If you remember, back in 2017, phones were just starting to process HDR content, and even though they could not record HDR video on their own, they were able to at least display HDR. In fact, the Galaxy Note 8 was one of the first phones to be able to play HDR videos out there. So that was with the Snapdragon 835 or the Exynos equivalent which we have. Then of course 845 came out, which paved the way for a lot of budget phones to have high-end tech, like for example the Poco F1. Qualcomm opened its doors to a lot more companies, and a lot of smaller companies got their hands on these otherwise premium chipsets, so a lot more people began to have high quality, high performing phones. Up until that point, the playing ground was very even. The Snapdragon 845 was very much in line with all the other chipsets like the Huawei's Kirin chipset or Samsung's Exynos. But with the 855, that's when things got really interesting. Image processing saw a huge leap with the 855, and they even improved the performance with a follow-up CPU called the 855 Plus. Of course, we are all now first-hand seeing the experience of the 865 because that's what all the flagship phones are using nowadays, at least those with the Qualcomm chipset. Now with the upcoming 5G era, Qualcomm had to do something pretty awesome, so they came up with the Snapdragon 888. Well, technically the Snapdragon 865 was already a 5G chipset, but 5G is not the whole thing. The 888 has a lot more things to offer, which will make its way into smartphones in early 2021. Of course, there are performance benefits like so much better CPU power and that much better GPU power, but I'm more excited for the networking improvements. Present generation wireless radios that we have like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, they work pretty well, but imagine having something even better than this, and that's exactly what the 888 platform brings. I'm talking about things like 6 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.2. Stuff that we already have, but even better and beefed up. So you may already know this, but ARM is a company that designs all the platform architectures for these CPUs. So if you are a CPU manufacturer like Qualcomm, for example, you take their architecture and you design a CPU around it. And that includes the CPU and the GPU and any kind of a chipset basically. So Qualcomm's new CPU is the Kryo 680, which is using the ARM's latest Cortex X1 cores. So it's not the A series cores anymore. Cortex has delivered a higher performing core, which the newest Snapdragon series chipset will include. What this essentially means is that Qualcomm promises some 25% higher performance than previous gen chip, which is nothing but the 865. And the new Adreno 660 GPU promises some kind of a 35% jump in graphics performance. Apparently this marks the biggest jump in graphics performance for Qualcomm as a company. Their GPUs have always been pretty good in terms of what they can do for a smartphone, but they have never seen significant jumps over a generation as they have seen here. So I guess going with ARM's new X1 architecture was the right move. Now, unlike the 865, which did have 5G capabilities, the 888 has the 5G modem directly implemented into the CPU itself. So it's no longer a separate network chip that goes on your SoC. This is part of the 888 architecture itself. So it's using the new Qualcomm X60, which is a 5nm modem that they already unveiled back in February. So you can expect speeds up to 7.5 gigabits per second. That's of course the bandwidth, which is pretty crazy for a smartphone. I mean, that's the speed that you get with the wired LAN connection. The fact that you can get that with 5G on a mobile device is pretty crazy. Of course, that is an ideal case scenario, meaning that if there is only one 5G tower and you are the only receiver, then you can technically get that speed according to the modem specifications. But of course, there will be hundreds of people using it, but still you should be able to expect anywhere from 2.5 to 3 gigabytes easily. Think about that for a while. 3 Gbps, you can pretty much do anything. You can stream 8K videos directly. And that's another field where this generation of CPUs will improve a lot upon, 8K videos. Now the phones like the Mi 10T and some other phones of course have 8K video capabilities, but they have been largely limited because the sheer file size of 8K. Every single frame in an 8K video is approximately a 33 megapixel photo. Think about that, every single second it's recording up to 30 fps, so it's 30 photos of 33 megabits each. It's a huge file size to process for the CPU, and yeah, the more powerful CPUs will definitely help with that. Now we've already gotten an introduction to HDR video with the iPhone 12 series, so this kind of a CPU would mean the same thing for Android, of course with 8K. Also, this time around there is not just one but 3 image processors built in, and each of them can do a 4K video rendering in real time. Now usually 4K video frames are like 10 megapixels per frame, which is no less, but it's definitely less than 8K. And this image processor, since it has 3 separate parts, can do 3 simultaneous streams of 4K. Or ideally it can do 3 times more efficient streaming of one 4K stream. So this would mean that you will have a higher quality HDR video even if you're just using 4K, and it allows your 4K video to be of higher frame rate, because even if there are more frames, now there are more image processing cores to handle all that data. So essentially your phone will now be able to do like 4K at 120 FPS, which essentially allows you to have slow motion in 4K. That was one of my biggest complaints with smartphones, that the slow-mo feature which we have in our cameras is pretty garbage. It turns down the video resolution to 1080p or 720p, and basically HDR is off. It's really awful. You can't really use that in anything but the ideal light condition, but that will change with the CPUs like this. You can do 4K HDR slow-mo videos. And of course, we can't talk about CPUs without talking about AI. Yeah, artificial intelligence have been on the rise since 2016 with the Huawei's Kirin CPUs, and well, Qualcomm has been doing the work on their own. Apparently they have this new AI engine called the Hexagon 780. Fancy name, but basically it's supposed to do a lot of things that your phone can already do, but in a much better way. The difference between a normal smartphone program and an AI-based program is that AI-based things always change with time. They are smart like a conscious human being, and they keep learning with the data that they are provided. Whatever the case may be, whenever a bunch of data is given to an AI engine, it processes that in a way which helps you improve your user experience. So that would mean more efficient battery management techniques, or even easier way of sharing photos. Who knows? Possibilities are pretty endless, and yeah, Qualcomm has been taking serious steps towards it, and we'll see that in 2021. Yeah, those were some of the main things that the Snapdragon 888 series brings to your phone. I'm more excited for the camera features, because once you buy the phone with a Snapdragon latest CPU, you can immediately use it and not have to wait for anyone else. Even though it has all those amazing 5G capabilities, I have to wait for ISPs to be on 5G first, which is not going to happen anytime soon in India, let's be honest. But at least we'll have the more powerful AI engine to keep the phone running better for longer, and of course we'll have 8K videos and 4K slow-mo videos. Crazy. I'm really excited for the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you really think this is going to be a leap forward, or are we still going to be waiting for 5G to come around to notice any difference at all? I think we will see a difference, but again, it depends on how you use your phone. So yeah, until next time, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.